looks like I'm living rent-free in your heads again, huh? I mean, if you're gonna spend your days obsessing over me, you might as well start calling me something respectable. Maybe Daddy Shizzy, or better yet, Papa Nut. Who's the grown-up here? Alright, it's me. Let's go. Call me Daddy, yeah, that's who I am. Running your mind's like a master plan. Papa Nut, Shizzy Daddy, take your pick. I'm rolling in your thoughts while you still act sick. Call me Daddy, it's what you mean. Why you chase the crust and I take the lead? Living rent-free, that's my name. Go ahead, say it, put some respect on the name. Man, I'm too old, well here's a surprise. I'm the one with the brains while you're stuck with the lies. You act like you're experts, but here's the reality. I'm the one controlling your mental reality. So while you're out there trying to throw shade, I'm sipping coffee and you're feeling betrayed. You're mad, I got the spotlight, now it's my time. So why not call me Daddy or Papa with a rhyme? I'm the landlord and you're just the tenants, stuck in your headspace with no insight, no repentance. Call me Daddy, you know it's true. You'd be lost without me, stuck in the glue. Call me Daddy, I'm holding your mind while you're scrambling, trying to find what's behind. Papa Nut, Shizzy Daddy, don't you see? You're living in my world now, I'm a VIP. Call me Daddy, just let it be. While you're trying to figure out your own identity. Oh, I see you're confused, trying to get it right, spinning your wheels while I'm out of sight. You think you got it figured, but you got it all wrong. I've been running your minds all along, but sure, keep pretending you don't care. Keep saying you're done, but I'm still in the air. You got no choice but to bow to my name. Daddy Shizzy is here to own the game. You say you don't watch, but you're obsessed. Every word I say puts you to the test. Call me Daddy, Papa Nut, you know you should, because I've been living rent-free, and you know it feels good. Papa Nut, Shizzy Daddy, all in your headspace, and there's no escape. Good luck with that.
I'm the dude, so that's what you call me, you know? That or his dudeness or duder or, you know, El Duderino if you're not into the whole brevity thing.
El Dadarino, right there.
Good to see you, Jeremy. My gosh, all of this crazy stuff over the past like almost a year. It's going on over a year now.
Yeah.
This started for, well, this particular lawsuit started over a year ago.
Yeah.
And this oh my gosh, Shochet just hammered him today. I mean,
there was a hammer that fell down today and the funny thing is there are those that thought the hammer would never fall, and they want to keep spinning the propaganda and stating that, you know, it's not going to happen, and yet here's the hammer.
Yeah, it's delivered to Marla Hughes. They've got, it says, within 21 days after service of the summons on you, not counting the day you received it, or 60 days if you're a United States agency, officer, employee, United States, described in federal civil part 12, a whole bunch of legal jargon. You must serve the plaintiff and answer. And it's not a, you might have to, it says you must serve plaintiff and answer to the attached complaint or motion under Rule 12 of the Federal Civil Rules of Procedure. Answer motion must be served on the plaintiff or plaintiff's attorney. And it wasn't just for Marla Hughes. Oh no, it was also for John Cook, and it was also for Lynette Preston.
And there's more coming.
Yeah, there's more coming, because these right here come in waves, because as you get them served, that clock starts ticking. I know about this because this is what I do for a damn living. I serve people. So I know whenever that service goes out that, you know, they've got a certain amount of time to respond to it. And if they don't, then they're just messing themselves up. And then Randy came with the hammer drop.
Don't you think it's interesting that the only 2 of the 10 that have officially legally responded are two lawyers, and one of them is manipulating the others, 8 of them at a bare minimum, and yet he didn't tell them to respond.
What is? Don't you think he might have done that? Said, "Hey, you guys want to respond to this, even if it's just even if it's just like I disagree with everything." They can still respond. They should have responded to it, but they didn't. And I mean, at least the attorneys responded, so that's isn't it weird that they're getting off the hook of having a default judgment put on them, because that right there, what this filing says right here is there is a request for clerk's entry of default. That right there is just saying, yeah, you agree that you're liable for this money.
And correct me if I'm wrong, I think the value based on those 3, this is a 9.5 million, give or take, lawsuit with, and to be clear, defendants can still be added, and to be extremely clear, 2 defendants are in the process of being added right now. And I'm sure we can all figure out who those are, because you wrote a beautiful letter to both of them.
Oh, and I've got more. Oh, I've got
I bet
more.
you do. So, you're looking at, I think, 1.2 million in default right now. And I've already clearly stated that the numbers that these people are going to be looking at are numbers they can't even fathom in their own mind, because they've never seen anything like this before. And so just because they haven't seen numbers like this before doesn't mean these numbers don't exist. And these are real numbers for real damage. And frankly, this isn't even the damages portion of it. This is default right now. They can't even fathom as they continue to spin and spew lie after lie what's about to happen to all of them.
Well, and I don't know if it's just sheer incompetence or what, that their attorney, their attorney that's sitting there with them every single day isn't telling them, hey, you need to respond to these. Them not showing up to depositions. I mean, these kinds of things don't end well for you.
Well, and here's the funniest part. They somehow think that dodging the deposition, which we have proof that they were told to dodge the depositions by Bruce, Deuce. And so that's going to be a major issue in court as well. But they somehow think that they're not going to be held responsible for that in the court of law. And they think that because he told them. Here's the interesting thing. Just because somebody has a card and a license that said they passed an exam doesn't mean they're smart, competent, doesn't mean they have your goodwill and interest at heart, doesn't mean they have a clue of reality. Obviously, something is extremely off with him. And so they're looking at him like, oh, you're a lawyer. And I'm looking at him like, you're a LOL-er. Like, this is hilarious.
Yes, I saw at one point in time they were pulling up these little things that it looks like they had AI print up or something to the rules under receiving a deposition. Okay, now if you actually read the rule book for what it says, it does say that yes, you will receive compensation, but if you don't show up, they're not going to give you the compensation.
You don't get compensated. Exactly.
And part of it is that money can be sitting right there. As soon as they show up, they receive the rest of the compensation. That still is giving you service. It's not an excuse for not showing up. And I'm like, did they not research this enough? Because I'm sorry, Siri is not your friend. She's not going to tell you everything that there is about law. She's going to give you a brief rundown of it. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, you fools.
That reminds me of the video clip of Lynette with the Levy County Sheriff deputy. And she's like, Siri, what's the laws on? She's like, I'll get it to you, and kicks him off the property.
Well, she kept calling Fleesa for that too. Just like, Fleesa, Help me.
I don't know who I would trust least, Fleesa or Deuce. Neither of them have a clue.
Well, hopefully Felisa, does go and represent Lynette in this,
Oh my goodness.
that would be so glorious. I would have content for years. I mean, just
Please,
on
Lord.
that alone.
Please, Lord. Be with the missionaries overseas. And please let the fleet represent Lynette and Crook in federal court. Please. Please. It's me, your bestie. Please.
Speaking of besties, you praying to the Lord, we got Easter coming up, isn't that right? Got
Yeah,
Easter
Easter's coming up. Not this is this week. It's this weekend.
Yeah.
Wow.
This weekend is, oh man, it's
Wow.
it just, time has been zipping by like so fast.
It has, man. I feel like, well, I'm sure we all feel like this. The older we get, the faster time goes, man. When we were kids, we couldn't wait to be adults. Now that we're adults, we wish we were kids again.
Well, I remember the first time that I had you on a stream. You actually were in the back room and you were celebrating your birthday, and that was last year. It's like it's been over a year that I've known Jeremy Hales and watched him, struggle with all this absolute garbage. I mean, because it, like, most of this, I'm sure he's just sitting there going, if I would have known, I never would have bought this property next to,
Yeah.
in this place, or given away my location.
So George and I have had those conversations. If we had to do it all over again, we would never, ever, ever, ever buy an Otter Creek, ever. If we were to know now what we know then. And unfortunately, our location giveaway was based on the town stealing from us. It all goes back to this water line that I put in. I spent, I think, $25,000 to get what was supposed to be cleaner water. And it is cleaner water than the well water here by far.
Yeah.
But and then overcharging me on purpose because I was a northerner. It all comes down to bigotry. Every business paid the same amount. Every person paid the same amount except for the northerners. And so, and then, you were at town hall, and then all of a sudden everybody knew where Otter Creek was. Otter Creek was on the map. And if I had to do it all over again, while the exposure created the accountability, I would never want anybody to know where I was. That's a valuable lesson that we've learned from this is, and I tell this to every single friend on YouTube, and I know I've told you this the same off air. Security. Please be safe. Security. And the safest place we know right now is Hales headquarters in Ohio. And we would never ever purchase here again. We don't. I mean, this is just part of the process of being online. You get stalked. Lynette's not the first one. Crook's not the first one to stalk us. They're not going to be the last ones, but they are the ones that literally purchase property to try and get money from us, to try and get fame from us, to try. So there are many other stalkers that we've never, ever, ever showcased. And we've never thought anybody would do something so foolish, and then defame, harass, try and destroy our business, try and destroy our relationship with each other and with our friends, try and destroy our livelihood because we said no.
And what I never understood about all of this, and I mean, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I mean, what I never really understood is, here you are, you've got a guy that moves in next door. He's got some popularity, and he's willing to share that sort of thing. If you could, and I'm looking at this from her perspective, it'd be like, hey, you know what? I'll tell you what, can I interview? Can I do these things with you? I'm not asking you to give me anything. I'm not asking you to do anything for me, except for just let me let me use a little bit of that, and maybe you can point some people in my direction. I'm running this turtle rescue, and I think it's going to be a great thing. But it seemed like it was more for going after, well, hey, I got this child that's really sick. Everybody feel bad. And I do feel bad for the child, but because of her, not in it's weird that I mean, I would think that there's ways that you could do this to build up your turtle rescue, your company. And I've seen the same thing that like with Willis. I mean, he's doing just absolutely fine. He has a great time with what he does. Of course, he was already doing stuff. He just got more exposure to what he was doing.
Well, and this is the process as you're talking about it, okay? And so I understand, number one, the way that God has wired me. And again, this isn't to promote me, it's to promote the way God's wired me. I love helping people. I love giving. That's part of my upbringing. It's part of my Christian faith. And I don't shy away from that. And so I enjoy that aspect. Most of my vocational career has been in full-time Christian ministry.
Right.
And so it's wired in me to help. It's wired in me to want to better people, to want to share how they can better themselves. Now, what's not wired in me is when somebody comes begging so many different ways and saying so many horrific things. I'm telling you, the very first time that Lynette talked to me, the first words out of her mouth, I hate him. She's pointing to John Cook. I want him to die. Now you're going to ask me for money? Like, I just don't get it. Now with Willis, and here's the funny thing with Willis. Willis has done it right. Okay. So Willis, when we first got to Otter Creek, he messaged us. He said, hey, I'm looking for some work if you need help. And we get those emails daily. And we don't respond. We're not looking to bring somebody in from the outside that, who wants to be a part of the inner circle, but there's so many trust issues right now. Our trust issues are just major right now because of everything. Well, Willis then saw me in Walmart. So I already had the email. Then he saw me in Walmart. He's like, hey, what the hell's Jeremy? I'm Travis. I emailed you. He's like, I really am looking for some work. And so he did see me out in public, which is completely okay. If people see us out in public, which we go out in public all the time, we're out in public all day today. It's okay to approach us and say hi. We can tell the people that are scared to approach us. We know the ones that they're like, oh, we recognize them. And we get recognized in Florida even more than our hometown, or our home state of Ohio. Like Florida, we get recognized so much. But Willis then said, hey, it's me. And I was working on a number of things I needed help. And so he emailed, then introduced himself appropriately. And then I tested him. Now, I've never told him this, but I tested him. I went, you can work. Let's talk about the hourly rate. And then let's see if this project. And I wanted to see if he was going to be able to get it done. Yeah, it was a test. It really was. And then it went from a test to he passed. I was like, this guy's good. And then it went from, hey, why work for me? Why don't you do work for yourself? Let me teach you YouTube, which is a constant thing. I love helping people with YouTube. I think I love that more than actually doing YouTube. And so I think George is the same way. And so it went from that to, Travis, why work for me? You can work for yourself. If you want to work for me, here's 70 acres. You can do whatever you want. So I've given Travis, I've given him free reign. I don't care if you want to do a project, make it up. You can do whatever you want on the property. I just want you to succeed as well. And so it went from full circle, from an email to introduction to passing the test on smaller projects than bigger things. Then let me help you work for yourself, not for me. And he's completely and totally unemployed. Now you see he and I goofing off because it's developed into a close friendship.
Right.
But he did it the right way, not the wrong way, like these streets across the street.
And I will say there is somebody that does it the right way, and he's just growling.
It's all lies. You're lying to people again. Don't be telling people I do things the right way. He can fall so then I gotta do things. Then I gotta live up to these expectations, man. I can't even reach across to grab my pad or a pen of paper to write this stuff down.
Yeah,
Oh my goodness.
he shows up in the ladies. They become very fertile. It just happens. I mean,
They just tolerate me. Hi, Jeremy. How you doing?
Better now
nice.
that you guys are here.
It's nice to meet you.
oh my gosh.
Good to meet you too, Yamaha. Man, someday I want to see the actual face with the voice.
I know everybody says that, but I have a tendency to make children weep and women run screaming into the night. So,
Are you related to Dude?
yeah, right. Bruce Matskin, Esquire.
Oh,
Bruce Jr.
I laughed so hard whenever I heard.
I don't know. That just came
George
to me. That
say
was
that.
so funny.
She was.
That's her favorite line right now.
Is it?
It is her favorite line.
Actually, Shizzy told me about that the other day. They're like, hey,
Yep.
Jeremy used the "you're a squaya" thing the other. I was like, what?
Listen, guys. Even if we're not in the chat, we're always in the chat. We are always, because we work nonstop around the clock. And even last night when I was in the chat, and then Shizzy sent a link, and I was like, man, I'm sorry, I'm in bed right now. And I was in bed, and it could have taken a couple minutes just to get up, put a shirt on, straighten myself up. But we're always listening. So whether it's it is like clockwork. Megan and Tug, then Shizzy. And if we fall asleep before it's all done, then we catch up the next morning to get ready for Megan and Tug, then Shizzy. And guys, I want to say this. I'm always joking, but I'm not joking. Through the horrificness of this in our lives, we've been blessed to meet people such as yourself. And so we appreciate you more than you know, because the laughs are what gets us through all this garbage.
Yeah.
Well, I will say Yamaha's laugh gets me through a lot of stuff.
I hear that from a lot of people. I've got such a goofy laugh. But yeah, that's the important thing that we try to tell everybody is that you have to laugh. You have to laugh at this stuff. And so that's why we do it, because unless you've been there and done that, people don't understand the mental, physical, financial drain, which then when it's the financial goes right back into the mental and emotional drain that these things cause.
Yeah.
It's not fun. It's not something that you want to have to go through on whether it's criminal, whether it's civil, it doesn't matter. It's not fun. It's not fun
at all.
And you're having to do the physical because you're constantly working just to make sure that you've just to keep up with what's going on.
Yeah.
So our legal expenses right now are at $320,000, and we haven't even seen. We're not even out of discovery.
Mm-hmm.
No matter what Deuce says, we're at $320,000. That's not counting the damage they've done to our businesses. And so, when I look at that, you guys see a dollar amount, and you go $320,000. And I mean, everybody, maybe there are some people out there that go, oh, that's nothing compared to a major lawsuit. You could be spending millions in legal fees.
Right.
But I don't see it as a dollar amount. I see it as taking care of the people who help my businesses grow and take care of me. So I see it as George. I see it as Deanna. I see it as Christian. I see it as Patience. And I see it as so many more. I'm trying to think of others that people, there's Eric and there's Sissy that people see on videos, certain videos, and Dr. Crystal and, Grandma Gail and Nurse Tracy. And there's so many people that are involved in what we do. And I don't see the dollar sign. I see the people that are impacted by the dollar sign. And they rely on me and I rely on them. And the biggest fear I have is that they feel they will no longer be able to rely on me to take care of them. And that's a scary thing for them, if they ever get to that point. And no one as of yet has, I'm very open with them about what's going on, where the financial state of the businesses are, and, where we're at, what we need to accomplish, what we need to do. And none of them have jumped ship yet. None of them.
Well, and I
Hmm.
think that goes to show, and you'll hear these people talk about, well, it's just because Jeremy's got a cult over there. It's like if you want to call people that actually believe in what you're doing, and they know that there is a light at the end of the tunnel, that there's that that what they're doing is not only bettering, the they're bettering themselves by being involved with you. And further on down the road, whenever Jeremy Hales has hung his hat, he says, I'm retiring. They know that they're going to be able to continue on because you've given them something that a lot of other people wouldn't give them. And I think
Hmm.
that's the most important thing that most people don't understand. It's like you're giving them life skills, because some of these guys are pretty young here that you've got,
Christian and
Hmm.
Patience are, well, Eric's our youngest, but Christian and Patience are both 26, with one baby already, another one on the way. They
That's
both
good
have
grief.
master's degrees. Can you
Hmm.
believe they both have master's degrees and they still work for me other than their chosen field? And I have very open conversations with them, and I go, listen, guys, I know I don't have you forever. I'm just going to praise God while I do, and don't ever fear if you want to move, if you want to move on. I understand that's natural. And they're like, why would we ever do that? Like, you let us bring our child to work. You're flexible when we start, what we do, when we end. We can't get that in the real world.
Nope.
And so
Hmm.
I'm just sitting there going, these guys are so loyal. And I always want to make sure that
They
they're,
understand their value.
yes, and I couldn't do any of this without any of them.
Hmm.
A one-man show doesn't go very far.
No, it's because
Yeah.
it's a lot of work, because you're relying on every single thing to be done by
Yep.
yourself. And that's why whenever you have a crew like these, every single little brick that's in there, even if it's a small, they feel like, oh, I'm not that significant. You take that brick out, that's like you're the cornerstone of this portion of what happens in this business. I mean, I've I've seen, I've worked in large shops where you have a really bad mechanic that, and they're going, well, what does it matter? And it's like, no, it matters, because that reputation comes back on the whole shop, and that affects every single person in here whenever you screw something up. So having people that, are doing their thing, and having people that back them up whenever they do screw up, they go, hey, let me fix that for you. There's not an issue there. That's whenever you know that you've got a good team,
And
where
I'm
you can.
blessed. I'm blessed with a great team, and
Yeah.
I praise God for that. I really do. I sit there and go, would I have jumped ship if I was in their shoes? And I don't know if I'm very loyal. So I sit there and I go, well, you wouldn't because you're loyal. But then I would go, but really, you know what you know on your side of things. If you didn't know, would you still jump ship? And frankly, here's what I hope happens in the end of all this. None of this is about money. This is all about principle, restoring my character, restoring my businesses and the damage that's been done. I don't even want these people's money. This money is so dirty to me, so dirty that these fools have done. I don't
Hmm.
care about this money. If there's awarded money, I swear there's big chunks of it going to the employees just for staying by my side through hell.
Hmm.
Yeah. And it's been hell. I mean, I went back in early on, whenever I first started covering this. I went back whenever you guys first moved to Otter Creek, whenever you had the issues with the pipe, and it was a slow build over a few years. And that's, whenever I got to the Lynette's deposition, it was all of a sudden Bruce reaching out to me, and he's going, hey,
Yeah.
come over here, let me show you the other side of
Hmm.
the story. And I'm like, wait a second, where have you been? Because I've been watching this from the very beginning. I've
Yeah.
seen the whole transformation. I've seen Jeremy go from being just like what we're doing to being just like,
Yep.
oh,
Hmm.
I mean, I've seen the toll it's taken on you, you
Yeah.
know.
But and Shizzy and I talked about that too, and we've said it, to everybody else in here. And you've made that comment before, Jeremy, where And I get it. I see it. I completely understand it, where it comes down to a point where it's the principle of the thing.
Yeah.
This was a war that was brought to you
Yep.
because of greed, because of wanting to get something off of somebody else's back. And you can only be
Yep.
pushed so far. And so at some point in time, you got to choose that hill that you want to fight, kill, and die on. And that's exactly what's happened. It's become a scorched earth thing. So I get it.
Yep.
I see it. And that's exactly what Shizzy was saying. You know, we were fine in our own little world here. And then we got notice of, hey, check out what's going on over here in Florida. At least that was for me. Shizzy says that he's been watching, you know, you guys for longer than that. But that was how I was brought into it, because people have said, whoa, what business is it of yours? How did you get brought into this? You know, blah, blah, blah. Check out this case that's going on in Florida with this judge that's doing some weird stuff. And this woman and this guy named Jeremy Hales. So we go to watch it. So I tried to go into this with an objective point of view, because you never know when you're walking right into it. And that objectivity lasted about a hot minute, because you could see what DeThomasis was doing from the bench.
Oh, yeah.
He was not
Oh, yeah.
treating her as pro se, like some people want to spin it and lie about. He was giving her legal advice and counsel and all the shit that you're not supposed to do from the bench. And that is why subsequently he ended up getting his ass canned. And then it went on from there. And then during that interim and coming up with trying to do the same thing when the deposition with Lynette came out, trying to watch it with objectivity. Well, that one lasted about a hot second. And then during and then during that time period is when Bubbles came over here and started trying to hump everybody's leg, and was basically told by several people, piss off, we're not interested in you. But he kept doing it. If he'd have just been smart enough, instead of being like a petulant little teenage girl who just couldn't take no for an answer and would have just walked away, none of this would be where it is right now. But he's the one that wanted to get dick slapped, so there you go. Then the letters started coming out, and we've just been running and having fun with it. Well,
Yeah.
there you go.
We have,
And
laughs.
that's why we're involved, because it became this whole thing about, oh, guilt by association and blah, we're going to go after everybody. Well, screw
No,
you. We're going to have fun with it.
And I have people that I want to have on here, but I won't do it because of the way that they get attacked outside of this, and I won't put them through that. I mean, a perfect example is Lauren Needy. She came in while we were reading deposition. She doesn't know anything about the case. She doesn't know what the heck's going on with it, and all of a sudden, she's getting messages from people, you know, saying you need to cover this kind of thing, and she's just like, I just came on and was hanging out with one of my friends, and after that, I said, you know, I'm unless somebody knows what's going on, like they're like doing their own thing, I've cut like people off, and I've secluded myself, because the way that I see these people acting is it's a threat, and they're threatening every single person that talks about it, covers it, or says anything about it. If you don't agree with them, then you're not in the cool club anymore. And well, let's put it this way, I was never in the cool club ever.
I'm the biggest nerd on this panel right now. So
Yes, you are. Yes.
Yeah.
I can agree with that 100%. I mean,
I know I'm a nerd, and I live it. I breathe it. I'm a nerd.
Yes, we've seen the videos of some of the storage stuff that you go through. It's like you get more excited over garbage pail kids than you would a bar of gold.
Yeah, that's true. And check this out, okay? You're probably not going to believe this, but I bought 2 storage units today. I found a 3D printer. First time ever. I got a 3D printer in a $60 storage unit.
Oh,
Can you believe that?
That's awesome. What kind of 3D printer did you end up with?
I don't even know. I don't even. It's at the schoolhouse right now.
Oh my
I was
God.
just so excited. I could not believe it. So there's a teaser.
Yeah.
Oh, that would be cool, because I've got a 3D printer. I actually have a really cool one that'll print out 5 different colors all at the same time. It's pretty sweet.
Oh wow.
So I can do colored stuff. I like I've got some I still need to send to somebody that I used to stream with. So I believe it or not, this was well before Jeremy Hales. So I've got this little turtle.
No,
And
too soon. Too
as,
soon.
Too soon.
as, as you see, it has little red eyes, little
It
green, little
moves.
black legs, and on the bottom of it, I have a drawing. He's been traumatized.
Okay.
Traumatizing my guest.
All right. Okay. All right.
You won't be able to sleep.
Gain my
because you get
composure.
attacked by turtles.
No, but it does multiple colors. It's pretty nifty. Pretty nifty little
Well, and then
thing.
that Darth Vader helmet.
Oh yeah, the one that I sent
And all
to
that stuff,
to
too.
Valhalla. That one's a pretty nice one.
Mhm.
I got a stormtrooper that has been shot, and so it's got this big gaping hole in it. It's pretty cool.
Oh, how cool.
Yeah.
Wow.
I've printed out some pretty cool stuff. I've got one that I've been trying to work out, but it's got all kinds of errors in the print itself, so I can't get it to bind in a spot. It just shows up as gaps. So it's one of those. Jeremy could do a printing farm for whatnot. Thank you very much, Slug. I appreciate
Slug,
you.
we already have
Yeah,
ideas. We're going to print miniature
There
fleas,
you go.
and they're
Oh.
going on. I do get more excited about Garbage Pail Kids than gold, but you got to at least let me explain this, okay?
Yes.
Gold obviously goes up in value, but I can get gold today, tomorrow, the next day, the next day. Original Garbage Pail Kids, you can't just get those anymore. It's
Right.
so rare. These
Yeah.
toys that I had when I was a kid, when you guys were a kid, you can't just go to the store and pick it up. And so this stuff, even though it's a Garbage Pail Kid and the cards all may be worth $50, can't find it. I mean, so to find that kind of thing for me is really exciting. And I like finding the gold as well. And we found a ton of gold this winter. But the old stuff that you can't find anymore that has that history and that story, man, I love it. It gets me excited.
Oh, the one that you were going through not too long ago, it was somebody was doing an auction for it, and it had all the old trains and cars, and I was just like, and he goes, "Oh, we're not done yet. Wait till you get to the basement over here," and shows this
Oh, yeah.
basement. Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
I was like, if somebody is a
Mhm.
collector, they are just all over that. Like it was just the amount of stuff that this person was collecting. It blows me away. Just blows me away. I tried collecting stamps because my grandmother was a postmaster, and so I tried collecting stamps, but yeah, I gave up after a year. I was like, yeah,
You moved on to bigger things like guitars.
guitars, basses, yeah. I actually had a drum set at one point in time that I sold my bass rig to a bass player that ended up playing in the same band that I was playing in, and bought a drum kit it was a really cheap drum kit. I think I paid $100 for it. Bought some cymbals. I think I broke every cymbal on that at least 5 times. I mean, and yeah, so I picked up this drum kit, and I actually got pretty good at drums for a while. And it's like, oh, I could give up the bass, and I just went back to playing the bass. Yeah, I mean, I started on bass, and then switched over to guitar at one point in time because there were too many damn bass players. You know, it was like, oh look, well, you got 6 strings, I only have 4. Nah. I was like, man, I want to go back to playing 4 strings again. And then toured around a little bit with just a small band. We're never really big. I mean, we played some pretty good shows. Opened for like Steppenwolf one time, and
Wow.
which was pretty cool. It was sort of sad that everybody left after we finished, but
Jesus.
Because I looked out, and it was at the Tabernacle, and the place was packed up with people. And the Tabernacle used to be a church in Atlanta, and the place is packed. It's got like 3 tiers. You've got your floor, you've got another level, which is a balcony, and another level above that. And that thing was packed up full. And after we finished up, I went out to go talk with somebody because the guy I worked for at the time fixed B3 organs, and I had called him and got him tickets to come and fix the B3 for the Steppenwolf guys. And so he was out there, and I went to go hang out with him, and I walked around. The place was like almost empty. He goes, "Yeah, after you guys finished, like the place just started clearing out." I was like,
Whoops.
"Wow."
Shizzy's like, I used to play in this little band, Guns N' Roses. You might have heard of them.
No, I didn't play. There was nothing like that. It was nothing like that. No, we had a good time. But I mean, and being in a band is sort of like doing YouTube in a sense. It's the same kind of people that you run into. It's people that enjoy what you're putting out to them, and then you also have that community of people that are doing the same thing, and you get along, or you just die off really quick.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't tell you the amount of people that I've met through YouTube, people like you, people like Yamaha, Expert, Megan Fox, Tug. I mean, the list
All
goes
great
on
people.
and on. Like,
Well, that's why I have to fake it till I make it when I'm around him.
you got the voice that almost like 90% of YouTubers are just going. I mean, even the women are just going, "I wish I had a voice like that."
No.
Well, with this particular one right here, the amount of money that they're looking at having to get to pay, it's, yeah, you pretty much read it right. And of course, he filed every single bit of this today. And if I'm
Yeah.
not mistaken, it was today.
Yes, it
And
was
then
today.
and then, of course, he put a supplemental in here saying, basically, Randy, he's 18 years of age, personal knowledge of the facts that are herein. I make this declaration in support of the plaintiff's request for entry of clerk's entry of default. And he basically states that this is who he is, and that he's served all of these people. He's got copies of those. The defaulting defendants have failed to answer, otherwise respond. But this is where we get to the open letter portion of it. You hanging around for it? You ready for some laughs?
You know what? I have to. This is my favorite part. It's a lot of people's favorite part. Even Tug did an open letter tonight.
I loved it.
Oh yeah,
Tug's letter was awesome. I was in the background watching it, just losing it. It was so fun. All right, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Just buckle up.
It is about time. Let's break this mother down. With Shizzy, Wiz, Nut.
I left already.
Here we are again. Open letter to the defaulting defendants. You didn't answer the door. Now you're getting the bill. Dear ghosts of lawsuits, congratulations on achieving something truly special in federal litigation. You were warned. You were served. You were silent. And now, congratulations. Bend over. You're officially the stars of your very own legal horror story. Default judgment. The reckoning.
The reckoning.
Let me break this.
I got something for that. You have to say that again.
The reckoning? Oh. Default judgment. The reckoning. What are you doing?
Did you hear it?
No.
Can you hear the music?
We can hear the music.
But you couldn't hear that.
No. You gotta stop wearing that damn helmet so tight when you're trying to mess around with your electronics.
Loosen up the Velcro.
Damn it, it's so buckled.
Let me break this down in monosyllables so even the anti-what-the-hales crowd can follow between live stream tantrums and expired grift links. Let's take a look at your strategy, shall we? were legally served, yes, if your cousin said, "Don't answer the door." Had 21 full days to respond. Failed to do anything besides scream into a group chat about "my free speech." Did not ask for an extension. Are not minors. You're not handicapped. Oh, I'm sorry, incapacitated. Well, same thing. And not protected by the Service Members Civil Relief Act, meaning you have no excuse and no cover. You just acted like brown stains on Grandpa's tiny whities. And I don't think running back into a garage to hide from a process server is going to help you now. And now, Randy Shochet, a real lawyer with real credentials. Unlike most of the ANTI-WTH's ecosystem, just signed a sworn declaration under penalty of perjury, confirming that every single one of you is too cowardly to answer a complaint, but apparently not too cowardly to run your mouths online. Because when a federal attorney has to submit a signed affidavit confirming you're not a toddler, not legally brain dead, and not currently deployed in a tank, you know your credibility has left the chat. This isn't a small claims court slap fight. This is a coordinated lawsuit in the Northern District of Florida. And your duck and cover routine just turned into bend over and grab your ankles and pray, because it's going to pinch a little. Let's pause there. Penalty of perjury. That's what happens when your opponent knows your legal dodgeball game consists of hiding behind a curtain and hoping the server forgets your name while catching wrenches right between the eyes. But this isn't middle school tag. It's federal court. And Randy, well, he just rang the bell. So here's where we stand. You've been defaulted, or you're about to be. And default isn't just, "Oh well, let's try again next time." It's the legal it's the legal equivalent of throwing your wallet at the judge's bench and saying, "Just take what you need." You don't get to make excuses. You don't get to raise defenses. You don't even get to speak until you are paying the piper. And speaking of paying, this lawsuit isn't symbolic. It's not like a TikTok trend. It's not your group chats. Vibes-based rebuttal. It's backed by real math. $306,000 in documented economic damages due to your libel, stalking, interference, and coordinated smear campaign. $2 million in compensatory damages for reputational harm. $3 million in punitive damages to remind you that weaponizing lies for clout isn't protected speech. Let me do the math for you, since apparently reading a summons was too complicated. So I'm going to pull my horse out and let it count for you. And that's a whole lot of stamping on the floor. That's over $5.3 million. And with at least 8 named parties, you're looking at a potential individual liability of $662,500 each if judgment gets entered proportionally. And no, there's no magical, split it evenly clause coming to save you. If you, wait a minute, if one of you has deeper pockets than the others, the court doesn't care. It's joint and several liability, which means you could be held responsible for all if you're the last one standing when the check comes due. Hope your group Discord came up with a bankruptcy attorney. Let's not pretend you didn't see this coming. You've been publicly mocking this lawsuit for months while hiding behind fake names and sock puppet accounts. You live streamed it. You laughed. You fundraised. You tagged in like you tagged in clowns like Bubbles, Bruce Matskin Esquire. A man who now spends time evading sanctions, chewing his toenails in the corner for all I know, than he does practicing law. And when it was your turn to step up and defend yourself, nothing. Not a word. Not a peep. Just the sound of Randy filing paperwork. And the federal system cranking the wheel of justice like a wood chipper set to default mode. And here's the kicker. When Shochet had to swear under oath that none of you were infants, incapacitated, or protected under the Service Members Civil Relief Act, that wasn't legal fluff. That was insurance against the exact nonsense you're about to try. Don't bother crafting some last-minute sob story about being mentally distressed. I'm unaware. I'm being targeted. Or, I don't know, say for instance, individuals who have admitted to the fact that they are going to hide their assets under other people's names.
Or LLCs.
That shows intent right there, but hey, what do I know? It only would fall under defraud and evasion, but whatever. You had time. You had service. You had notice. And now you'll have judgment. Let this be a warning. Not just to you, but to every keyboard warrior, sock puppet strategist, and faux legal guru in your group chat. Federal lawsuits don't disappear when you pretend you're... What? Oh, okay. I saw something about tube and beef. I'm not going to go there. Wow. Woo! That was a quick recovery. That round almost went downrange. All right. Federal lawsuits don't disappear when you pretend they're your YouTube beef. They get worse. Oh, they get real. And they get expensive. So, buckle up. Strap on and strap in. Because once default judgment hits, you'll learn the same lesson every reckless online coward eventually does. Silence in court doesn't buy you peace. It buys you a price tag. And that tag starts at over $5 million. Best of luck, assholes, explaining this one to your landlord, your employer, and your 3 a.m. followers who swore, "You got this." And to the brave few still pretending this lawsuit is just content. Remember, you don't need to believe in gravity for it to break your jaw when you trip. And when you have tripped all over the place. I have some nice Velcro shoes you can buy cheap. But at this point, you might need a helmet too. Sincerely, Papa Nut, officially driving that short bus with you along as passengers. And as always, your fucking daddy.
It is about time. Let's break this mother down. With Shizzy, Wiz, Nut.
That's awesome.
They all love those letters. Oh, they're so
love
fun.
those letters.
Yeah.
Oh yes. And of course, we never read the chat whenever this is going on because we end up seeing it the next day.
Oh, that's the best one. Oh yeah, I have to go back and watch the chat later on after it's processed.
I'll tell you what,
that's what makes me laugh.
You two are artists. You've got the beauty of Yamaha's voice and the wordsmithing of Shizzy Wiznut. I mean, it's even in his name. How beautiful it just flows. Shizzy Wiznut. Shizzy Wiznut. And so you put you two artists together, and it's just incredible.
Well, wait until you see whenever we start reading depositions with Diva and Volstorm. Oh my gosh. It's just it blows you away. Because I mean, you start adding these voices in there. I mean, like, it's funny because I've been doing Sunday Spice forever, and we stream at exactly the same time. Because you do your Sunday streams exactly the same time. And someone said, why don't you go over to Jeremy's whenever he streams on Sundays? I was like, because I'm streaming right then. Like, and somebody was like, well, Well, I'm like, no, just go back and watch ours. It's okay. I
Yeah.
mean, Megan Fox did. She was pleasantly
We
surprised.
watched that one the next morning on Monday morning.
Oh yeah. Oh
Oh,
yeah.
the one that we did on. Oh yeah. Oh, my
Yeah.
stomach hurts so bad. Oh my god. I think that was one of our best laugh session. I think that was probably one of the best ones that we've. Oh, my stomach hurts so bad. And then I went back and watched it again too after it had repopulated, just so I can try and get. And I had to start it over again because I would be laughing it so hard either at what was being said or at reading the chat, and so I'd have to start it over again. That was funny. Oh,
Good
was
stuff.
That's what this channel started out as, just having fun.
Yep.
And you know, whenever I see these folks come in that are wanting to say, oh well, you're grifting off of this poor innocent lady. I'm, well, first of all, she's not innocent. She may be poor, but she's not innocent.
No.
And I'm not grifting off of her. I'm grifting off the situation. And if you understand that, then you'll understand that I don't. It hurts me. You know, Jeremy being hurt does not hurt me. Lynette being hurt does not hurt me. Jeremy being hurt hurts Jeremy. It's the same way as Lynette getting hurt hurts her. So I mean, that's why I'm like, you don't understand. This is something completely different than a lot of people like to purport is like, oh well, you followed Jeremy Hales's marching orders. Like,
well, and that's what gets me is, I mean, I'm not even monetized. None of my stuff is monetized. I don't make a dime, but somehow, I mean, let's just put this out on the record, Jeremy. You don't tell me what to do at all. You don't give me orders.
If I even tried, you wouldn't listen. So what's it
I don't
matter?
tell you exactly. I don't tell you what to do. Shizzy, same thing.
No.
But somehow this is all some big RICO case or some shit like that, where you're giving everybody orders and paying everybody, and I'm just like, I don't get it.
No, I don't think I've ever even received a super chat from Jeremy.
Yeah.
And there's a reason behind that. And so I want to clarify any misconceptions. Number one, none of these channels have received any money from me whatsoever.
Yeah.
And so number two, Yamaha Biker and I, this is the first time we've ever actually even interacted and talked.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
And so as people are saying RICO and all this and control, it's the most ridiculous thing in the world to think that I have the time in my day with everything that goes on in my life to communicate with all of these people and give marching orders and all of that. Guys, we don't even agree on everything.
No.
So to say marching orders is ridiculous. I do not agree with Megan on everything. I don't agree with Tug on everything. I don't agree with Shizzy on everything. I don't agree with Yamaha on everything. I don't agree with Larry Foreman on everything. I don't even agree with Randy, my own attorney, on everything.
Right.
But I pay him, not the rest of these people.
Right.
And so the audacity for people to come up with a ridiculous storyline stating that, I mean, I've heard I pay everybody in Otter Creek. I mean, I can't even pay myself. I don't even generate enough money to actually pay myself. And so the silliness of it all is ridiculous. And here's the thing for everybody out
but
there.
wait a minute. You make like $300,000 a month or something, don't you?
Yeah, off of super chats,
Well,
right?
Yeah. Or half a
Well,
million.
there's no
or
way
some
that
shit
happens
like
from super chats. Now, and I will be very transparent. I don't believe I've ever made $300,000 in a month.
No.
I don't believe I have, unless I sold like a property, and I can't even think of that. So no, I wish that would be great.
Yeah.
That means I could bring on more help and then pay you guys. But
don't say that. Don't say that.
but here's the thing. Anybody can go out there and go, I hate Jeremy.
Yeah.
I really don't care. That
Right.
doesn't impact me. That doesn't impact the people I love.
Right.
You could go out there and go, I love Jeremy. And this may seem very harsh to some people out there, but really, I don't care. And because I don't know you. And so while you may, it's a one-sided relationship watching and go, I love Jeremy, or I hate Jeremy. you can voice that opinion all over the internet.
Absolutely.
Right.
It doesn't matter to me. It's your legal right. You do not have a legal right to defame somebody with the most heinous accusations that can be said about anybody that
Yes.
by far more than damage me, damage the people I love.
Yes.
That's not okay. It never will be.
No.
Hmm.
No, and that was one thing that we discussed early on. It's like that's not acceptable in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
And that if Jeremy's bringing a lawsuit on this, there's a damn good reason behind it, because you don't bring a lawsuit for just frivolous stuff. If somebody's doing something like that and you don't stand up for yourself, then they think that it's okay to do it.
And they're going to do it to somebody else.
Yeah, they've already done it to other people. They'll just continue on. I mean, it's part of the game that they play, except they didn't expect anybody to step
Yep.
up and say stop.
Well, and I go
Yep.
back to the very basic foundations of this whole thing and where it all stemmed from, because people get lost in the minutia of all this. This had nothing to do with anybody. Wipe all that stuff away. Where's the very basic foundations of everything where it sits right now today? That's Lynette Preston, John Cook, and you as Jeremy Hale, George, as What the Hales, whatever. That's where it is. That's where it
Right.
stems from. And the fact that she did not even own that property and lied to you under
From
your good
day
faith.
one.
You went
Day
over
one.
there to remove that tree, and she didn't even own that property. So
Day
technically,
one.
you went over there and unlawfully removed the tree from that property based on good faith.
Yes.
So it's been nothing but a continuation of lies and deceit. Half truths, overtly through omission, whatever it is, it's all still lies.
Yep.
Doesn't matter.
Well,
Doesn't
and
matter.
and they still continue to try to defame you. They're trying to be a little more sly about it, but they're still trying. And just this is why, whenever everybody was saying, oh, they don't have any. I've seen the emails.
You've received them.
No, I've received the emails. I've seen the emails that they'll send out to other people, and I see who's CC'd on those. I see the responses that they're getting from those people. That you want to talk about an ecosystem? Well, you have an ecosystem right there that's been working in unison to go after you.
Well, and that's the thing right there when you say the ecosystem, because they try to spin it back. The only thing in regards to an ecosystem that I've seen or heard has been in writing, and that came about with Michelle Preston and Bubbles.
Yes.
And that has also been stated as an anti-what-the-hales ecosystem. And then Bubbles in his own writing to the effect of, I don't have the words right in front of me, but paraphrasing, I want to destroy his YouTube empire.
Yes.
And then they
I'll
try to
give you
spin
the
that
exact
back.
word. I want to destroy Jeremy Hales and his YouTube empire.
Yeah,
Verbatim.
there you go.
Yeah.
So, yeah. That's exactly what I'm saying. It's just every time they open their mouths, they drag their booger hooks across keyboards, whatever. They're lying.
We've seen it time and time again. And there's other people out there that are like that. I mean, I used to be part of a group that was acting like that. I didn't know that they were acting like that once I found out how bad it was. I was like, God, I don't have time for that. I want to make content instead of spending hours and hours in Discord channels and chats. It's like, I've got a job. I don't have time for this. It's like, well, you should come hang out. I was like, when? I was like, I record two shows a day. I've got a full-time job. Plus I want to spend time with my lovely wife. When do I have time to sit back and create some sort of drama or some sort of gossip? I just don't have the energy for it, I guess is the best way to put it. And that's why whenever you say I'm too busy working to be paying attention to this stuff, I can listen to YouTube on headphones while I'm working. That's it.
Well, and that's why it's been easy to sell and to spin, because it's been painted up, if you will, as the typical David and Goliath routine, the underdog. And so they've been able to try that. Oh, this poor put upon woman. Oh, this poor. So they've been able to spin it and
They've been
sell
making
it.
money off of
And
that.
they've got
grift.
people to buy into that.
Well, not very competent and not very intelligent people. When how many facts do you have to see? Literally, how many facts do you have to see? Like Lynette even posted just today, or she edited a post because now she's using her YouTube channel because Please took away her voice as well.
Well, how did
Please
she
took
edit
away
it?
her voice.
Because they're all one fucking run-on sentence.
She went on there and said, here's the crazy part. She goes on there and says she had never said that John had ever touched the child inappropriately and that nobody has ever touched the child inappropriately. All right, let's go back. We have text from her stating that John touched the child inappropriately. We've got her stating Landon, her grandson, was doing inappropriate touch with the child. We've got her stating that Lloyd was grooming the child for this. We've got statement after statement after statement, clear-cut facts. Not only that, I have signs that say that I did something to a 3-year-old at the time when that was put up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And she has the audacity to make a public post stating that she never said nobody has ever touched that child or ever done anything to that child inappropriately. And people are that incompetent and unintelligent to really believe her when you've seen all the truth.
Well, but see, that's the thing. They're not seeing that part of it because they don't want to see that part of it. What they're looking at is what they're
seeing what they want to see.
Yeah, they're seeing what they want to see. They're looking at what they're presented with. They haven't looked at the other side of the story.
Well, and I think
that's what I tried to say too in regards to you in particular, in that, Jeremy, in that I've stated that, you know, you guys are doing, basically when you're doing your shows, it's very much like a what is that? A reality show. It's like a reality show.
It's a scrapbook of my life. It's a video scrapbook of my life.
So I think some people see that and they're like, oh, he's so arrogant. Oh, he's bombastic. Oh, you think they don't do that kind of stuff on History Channel, Discovery Channel, whatever it is. And so
most of that is scripted on reality channels.
Yeah. Well, right. But I'm just saying it's very similar to how those things are presented and how people see it. Yeah.
Well, and I think you hit the nail on the head as well. You've got David versus Goliath. And so there is the aspect that I'm a very successful individual, and I praise God for that. It has nothing to do with me. It has everything what God has blessed me with. And so I don't deserve it by any stretch of the imagination, but I want to be a wise steward of it. And I understand that people can look in on that and go, that jerk, he has a beautiful house. Not only does he have a beautiful house, he's with a beautiful woman. Not only does he have a beautiful woman, he has incredible employees. And we could go on and on. He finds gold and he finds money and he finds brand new stuff. And man, I wish I had that. And therefore I hate him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and they don't realize that they could go and get all of that themselves.
Mm-hmm.
And so this is the thing. I think differently than that. If I see somebody who's worked hard, I go, what can I learn from them and how can I achieve that? Instead of going, gee, I wish I had everything that Jeremy has, why not go, I'm going to work so I have what he has. Now, people see this much of, my life. They don't realize the sweat, the tears, the time. I've not watched TV in my own home for almost 25 years now. I work when I get up. I work once I go to bed and fall asleep. And guess what I do in between all of that? I work. And what these people have done to me has caused me to even have to work more, where I want nothing more to just take George and for us to go on a vacation. But we know it's not realistic. We can't yet. We can't until this is all over. We can't stop generating the income because of the destruction they've done. And so, these people should be looking at the evidence, but they should also be going, it's not David versus Goliath. The David versus the Goliath part is when a female in this culture can write on a sign and accuse a man of doing something that he has never done in his life. And then other people are going to latch onto it and repeat it and repeat it and repeat it and cause this ripple effect of this falsehood and this lie, which is the worst thing that you could be lied about and destroy a person's reputation.
Well, more than that, it becomes a
David.
very dangerous situation because people will take stuff like that and run with it.
And that's the real Goliath.
Yeah.
That's David. That's the Goliath, what's been said about me in my life and accused of, and the danger of it and the severity of it and the impact of it.
Yes. And the thing that bugs me about that too, with that sign thing, one thing that continues to go around in the perpetuation of, I don't know, some people's misunderstanding or just flat out lies. They keep harping on, and I can't recall her name or anything. You have to understand, I don't write this stuff down. It's just based on what we go over in the court documents or what I remember off the top of my head. But your handwriting expert, for instance, they keep bringing up the fact that, oh, well, but she studied under our handwriting expert. Doesn't matter. You got to start somewhere. The fact is, it doesn't matter whether it's full-time, whether it's part-time. I don't care if she's a dental hygienist. I don't care if she just goes in on her free time and gives elephants fart box finger punches just for the hell of it.
Yep.
The fact is that she went on to become, from my knowledge and understanding, however they do it, a licensed or certified forensic handwriting expert, which he is not.
Yeah, she's one of the best in the nation.
So she has gone above and beyond. It doesn't matter where you get that start at. Everybody's got to start down at the bottom somewhere.
Yep.
OJT at a community college and then go on to university, whatever it is. You got to start it somewhere.
And she's so nice too. Unfortunately, she's seen some of this garbage that's been said about her, and she will call me and say,
"Oh, sure.
Yeah, I just want to know, are you okay with me still?" Absolutely. Absolutely. You know, the garbage that they say means absolutely nothing. Your professionalism means everything. And you know, Shizzy said, or Yamaha said, they're like, oh, I don't like Jeremy because he's arrogant. I'll be the first to tell you, there are times where I'm arrogant and I don't like that about myself. And so I try to correct that about myself. And a lot of times my confidence can also be misinterpreted as arrogance. I'm the only one that really knows when it's arrogance. And there are times where there's arrogance. And then, you know, the other thing, well, he's just bombastic and on the camera. That's part of being on camera.
Yes.
And so if you were with me in a daily, you know, there are people who tell you, well, Jeremy's just the same way as he is on camera and off camera. But it's really not. George and I are both, when you turn the camera on, the turn the level up goes.
Yes.
Because to keep people's attention, you have to keep people's attention. And so there are those aspects where camera goes on, turn the dial up, camera's off. Okay, breathe.
Oh yeah, there's always an unwinding after a stream. I mean, after I finish tonight, you know, I usually will do some push-ups, some sit-ups, and just sort of unwind and like clear my mind of whatever it was that was going on in it at the time, because it's just constantly, it's like a motor running. I mean, that people don't understand how, until they've been on this side of the camera, they don't understand what all is involved, because, you know, I'm looking at chat, I'm paying attention to my host, I'm making sure that everything's working, I'm listening to make sure my sound is working, which the past couple of nights was crap. I think I fixed it though. I think I fixed it. But there is this constant thing that you're doing. There's an interaction. You're wanting to listen and make sure that you understand everything that's going on in this, you know, in this whole space. Like I'm paying attention. Well, I'm not only, here's a perfect example. I'm looking at you on my screen while I'm also looking at a base that's sitting right back here over my left shoulder while I'm talking to you. I'm aware of like multiple things that are going on, and people don't understand that.
It's much easier to be a guest than the host. I much prefer to be the guest and not the host.
Mhm.
It is.
Yeah.
And I've seen, because I do notice whenever you're doing your streams that you have written down what exactly it is that you're going to be working on. You're saying, hey, these are the points that I wanted to cover, and sometimes you may or may not cover them all, but you usually hit exactly what you want to hit. You're making sure that you're letting people know about whatnot. You're making sure that people know where they can find you. Like, you're like on top of it just because you've mastered the art of doing that. Me, I have a hard time saying, oh yeah, don't forget, hit like and subscribe.
Levy, those are lies. I will not take off my shirt just because we get 1,000 likes. Now, my pants are already off, but that's another story. I am not going to take my shirt off. Lies.
You just see the shag carpet come
Yeah,
up.
exactly.
Yamaha's profile avatar becomes a shag carpet.
Spring. I'm
the-
not
in
going to
the
let
wind.
bear rug.
Oh yes. I've seen Yamaha in his younger days, his college days. Would you like to see a picture of Yamaha in his college days?
Yes, please.
Let me see. I can find it. Where is it? I have it.
Now,
here
if it's the
somewhere.
one of my family reunion, I didn't give you permission to use that one.
No. It was you in your college days, right here. Yep. See, I knew it was him.
Yeah.
Oh, I used
Fixed
to be
it.
wild.
It used to be wild. Well, I do have another letter, and this one is going to be vicious. Jeremy, you may or may not want to be here for this one.
Is it to me?
No. This one
Oh.
isn't to you. No, this one isn't to you. I have.
You said vicious. I thought, all right. I am gonna jump off.
Oh,
I'm gonna continue to watch, and I appreciate you guys very much. So,
Yeah.
and
Thank you
I
for
want to say
coming
thank
by.
you for the invite.
Yeah.
Thank you for the prayers. Thank you for the support. And most importantly, thank you for the laughs. I'm going to watch all of this while you guys read this next one.
All right.
You have a
It was
good
nice
one,
meeting you,
brother.
man.
Nice
Talk to
meeting
you guys
Jeremy.
later.
Good
All
seeing
righty.
you. Bye.
Bye.
Oh yeah. So we've got another letter, but I do have to set it up because this one is a multi-part letter. It is a multi-part letter.
Okay.
And okay, let me back up here really quick. I gotta do a couple of adjustments because this one here was it came in an email is the best way that I can put it, and it is from an email. Okay, so you have to see the email first to sort of understand that Brucey reached out to me. Okay. Now, whenever he reached out to me initially, I had no idea who McVile PP was. I did not know who he was. I didn't know who Vomit was. I didn't know who Paint Chip was. I didn't care. And of course, this is what I received in an email was a link to go check out the Substack. And my first letter, it goes into this. And it is, like I said, it's a multi-part letter. So it's gonna have to be taken care of with the greatest of ease. But of course, after you read that letter, just remember my response was, that's whenever, this guy reached out to me and decided to come after me. He said, "Great to hear from you. Would you like to do an interview? I would like to do an interview with you." My response to him was, "I decline." And then he said, "You seem to have a lot to say. We can do it by phone. You don't need to show your face if that's the issue." Have I ever had a problem showing my face? I don't think so. And I forwarded it to Megan and said, "Megan, who is this guy?" And of course, he also then sent a email to everyone and said, "This is an open invite for all of you to come and talk about this case. Little Dick and I normally record on this particular day. You two, if in the next two are booked, we can record another day or regularly schedule Wednesday. Since it's clear you think I got everything wrong and Bruce is an idiot lawyer, set everyone straight." And I wrote a response to that. And after that,
well, there's no need. We know Bruce is an idiot lawyer.
well, exactly. So after that, I wrote an email. And so what I've got tonight for you guys is I've got the 2 email responses that he didn't want to read. He didn't want to read to you guys. He just, anybody that paid any attention to him, which was probably about 5 or 6. But I just want to set the record straight for you 5 or 6 people exactly what that interaction was. First with Bruce, and then second with McVile. Yeah, because he never read my whole email. I'm so disappointed that he couldn't read the whole email aloud.
Oh.
And that I can't let it sit like that. I just can't let it sit like that because there was just no reason for that. So first will be the Bubbles one, and I'm going to do these both consecutively back to back. Just know that whenever you get to the end of one, the next one will be coming right behind it. So let's get this.
Change out your pee pads real quick.
Yes, because they're both short, sort of like Bruce.
Oh, okay.
But
It is about time. Let's break this mother down. With Shizzy, Whiz, Nut.
Oh, dear Bubbles. Oh, Brucey boy. Where do we even start this time? Once again, you've managed to turn the legal world into your personal circus. And now you've dragged poor Michael Volpe into your comedy routine. I'm not sure if I should applaud your dedication to the bit or be concerned about how much free time you seem to have. Because you're so busy with your other clients.
busy.
But since you've gone ahead and recruited Mr. Volpe to join your campaign of misinformation, let me set the record straight for both of you. First off, let's talk about this handwriting expert you've brought up. If this is the same expert the Cankle twins hired, then I have some bad news for you, Michael. You've hitched your wagon to a snake oil salesman. Oh, yeah. And I had to wear a tinfoil hat watching his news interview. I was waiting for the Ailernins. It's a good thing I wasn't sitting out in the cornfield again. They got long fingers and they're cold.
So tired.
This so-called expert has been banned from practicing in Tennessee and has no legitimate credentials. His entire career is a litany of discredited cases and courtroom ejections. John Benet Ramsey, anyone? I went over this guy's resume in detail during a stream and debunked his claims thoroughly. And he's not just a bad expert. He's a professional embarrassment.
Mm-hmm.
This guy's uglier than a Pooh Picasso painting on a padded room cell.
Yes, he's pretty bad. He was even gotten in trouble for, if I'm not mistaken, assault. Like, because somebody that he was landlord for, and he pulled a pew-pew on him and shot the ground in front of him.
Mm-hmm. Well, I can't remember how long he was locked up.
Oh, yeah. He spent, I think it was
I can't
4
remember.
years for that, something like that.
I can't remember what it was.
Maybe it was a few months, 4 months, maybe. It was something insane.
Oh, but Brucey, here you are, parading him around as if he's the savior of your case. I guess you're grasping at straws. Even a soggy one looks like a lifeline. Oh, I guess when you're grasping at straws, even a soggy one looks like a lifeline. And Michael, if you're buying into this, and apparently he is, I'd suggest taking a long, hard look at the credentials this expert touts, assuming you can get past the self-congratulatory certificates he probably printed at home.
We did.
Now, on to the meat of the matter. Bruce's claim that Hales filed this lawsuit purely to generate YouTube content. This is classic projection if I've ever seen it. Brucey, you've been running a PR campaign alongside this case that would make a used car salesman blush. Between frivolous motions, endless defamatory statements, and now enlisting Volpe to peddle your narrative, it's clear you're the one trying to litigate in the court of public opinion. You're out here claiming that the Hales has no damages because his business is entirely online, as if defamation only counts when it happens in a brick-and-mortar store. Newsflash, Bubbles. Reputational harm is real, and it doesn't matter if the lies are on a sign in Otter Creek or in one of the 200 defamatory videos your clients have been churning out. And speaking of those videos, let's not forget the fundraising campaigns your PR team has been running. Where's the transparency there, Bubbles? Is this another grift? Because if you're benefiting financially, you might want to check those pro hoc vice rules. Or at the very least, when you file with the court, that you're saying that you're pro bono. Last I checked, attorneys aren't supposed to be compensated unless it's directly case-related and court-approved. Even if you're pro bono.
Even if you're pro bono.
And Michael, let's talk about your so-called insights in the case. You parrot Bruce's talking points like a kid reading off a cue card at a school play. But you conveniently leave out the fact that his clients have been actively defaming Hales and engaging in what looks suspiciously like a fundraising scam. Did Bubbles forget to mention that part? Or was that conveniently edited out in the name of jurisdictional? In the name, Jesus. In the name of journalistic integrity.
Well,
as for Bruce's claim that nobody saw the signs, that's a bold statement considering the broader smear campaign his clients have orchestrated. And it doesn't fucking matter, it's the fact that they were done.
yeah.
The signs were just one piece of the puzzle, and pretending they're the only issue is disingenuous as the rest of Bruce's arguments. The reality is that this case isn't about a few signs on a road street, or on a side street. It's about a coordinated effort to destroy Hale's reputation and livelihood for entertainment and profit. And then there's the matter of Bruce's MacGuffin nonsense.
Yeah.
Calling the signs, what's that?
He tried that.
Yeah, that sounds familiar now. I remember hearing something about that now.
Yeah.
Calling the signs a Hitchcockian prop is a cutaway to downplay their significance. But it doesn't hold up under scrutiny. Bruce, if the signs are so irrelevant, why have you and your clients spent so much time and energy trying to spin them into your narrative? Oh, that's right. Because without them, your flimsy house of cards collapses. Which it pretty much already has. The two biggest load-bearing walls have crumbled away, so those little struts aren't going to hold up much longer.
Oh, I thought you said sluts. Sorry.
Oh, was that a... Well, that wasn't a slip of
Got
my
it.
tongue. Sorry.
Sorry.
The barking seals in the wind. Let's not forget Brucey's attempt to paint Hales as uncooperative during depositions. Another convenient half-truth. What Bruce fails to mention is the frivolous nature of many of his questions, designed more to harass than to elicit meaningful answers. And I was going to bring that part up too, and I forgot to do that. And the fact that you got some shitbag who's sitting right across from you, and you have to stare in his gaping fucking maw. The same individual has stated that they're out to destroy you while they ask you questions, and people think that's not supposed to bother you?
Yeah.
Like I said before, depositions can get heated.
Yes, they can. Yes, they can.
But that's par for the course with Bubbles. Distract, deflect, and hope nobody notices the lack of substance in his case. And Michael, you might want to ask Bubbles why he's so keen to avoid addressing the actions of his PR team. Between their defamatory campaigns and fundraising efforts, there's enough material there for its own lawsuit. Oh, and let's not overlook the ethical concerns surrounding Bubbles' own conduct. From frivolous filings to reliance on discredited experts, he's practically begging for sanctions from the court.
Oh, and those are coming.
Oh, those are coming.
Imagine this was written back in,
Yeah,
what was
this
it?
was written
January?
a while ago.
January,
Yeah.
I believe.
So you already know the, oh yeah. Yeah, and that's the other thing. Apparently these fucktards think that, oh, well, because he's no longer, it's just not going to be. No. It's
No.
not just the sanctions, as what has been stated. Don't forget, you also have the contempt of court FTA. And that's a whole different bird in and of its own.
Mm-hmm.
And that comes with fines, too. And, if they wanted to, criminal charges.
Yeah.
In closing, Bubbles, your desperate attempts to control the narrative aren't fooling anyone. Even with the recent order denying the amended complaint, it doesn't mean Hales can't pursue separate claims.
Which he's done since then.
Mm-hmm. Your client's ongoing defamation and harassment are creating a growing list of liabilities, and it's only a matter of time before it all comes crashing down. So, Michael, if you're going to hitch your wagon to Bruce's train wreck, excuse me, at least take the time to fact-check his claims. Because right now, you're not just drinking the Kool-Aid. You're drowning in it. Warmest regards, fucktard. Shizzy Wiznut. Professional artard. Velcro shoe connoisseur. And still, your fucking daddy, Brucey.
And like I said, then Michael wanted me to come join him. And this was my response to him.
Ah.
Oh, yeah.
An open invite to chat with you and your buddy, Dick Luthman. How utterly tempting. I mean, who wouldn't want to sit down with a guy who's about as morally upright as a wet noodle and another who likely has to butter himself up just to squeeze into his chair?
Mm-hmm.
Mom! More Hot Pockets! More Hot Pockets, Mom!
My pocket, mom, poop bucket.
But alas, gonna have to pass on this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to join the intellectual equivalent of a clown car with 2 flat tires. I have no desire to grace your platform, especially not when it's co-hosted by a convicted fraudster who thinks he's some kind of legal savant. If you're looking for clarity, try stepping away from your echo chamber of bad decisions and unethical behavior, or stare into that crystal mushroom-tipped, quote-unquote, crystal ball that the fleas might give you.
Oh, you're going to love the last letter tonight.
Just don't choke on it too hard. That mushroom tip will get you.
Ah, yes.
Let's address Dickie first. Oh, yes. I'm using that name because it feels right. Dick. A man whose physique suggests he spent more time in front of a buffet than a legal textbook has decided to... Wait a minute. Then a legal textbook has decided to stoop even lower, which, frankly, I didn't think was possible, by releasing an uncalled for and disgusting attack video aimed at Megan Fox. Oh, yeah. That's
Whenever that came out.
Mm-hmm. Why? Because attacking women seemed to be your team's favorite pastime.
Isn't it weird, huh?
Uh-huh. Between Bubbles' barely veiled aggression towards women and Dick's grotesque antics, that knuckle-dragging, booger-eating moron, it's clear you guys have a type. And by type, I mean a sad, desperate need to intimidate anyone with a shred of dignity and class. I understand that being locked up for 4 years might take a toll on someone, but I didn't realize it made you think, wait a minute, releasing a disgusting, unprovoked video attack on Megan Fox was somehow appropriate behavior. I think that's probably just because he misses old Bubba's lovin'.
It might be, you know.
Oh.
Gotta get it ready whenever you can.
Honestly, Dick, you're not busy weaponizing smear tactics. Maybe focus on what actually matters, like learning Put down the Cheetos. Like learning portion control or investing in a belt that can hold up against the sheer force of gravity. And Michael, aligning yourself with this guy? Really? Bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see how that plays out for you. You want me to set everyone straight? Sure thing. Let's start with this. You and Dick aren't interested in facts, justice, nor the truth. You're interested in shock value and stirring the pot because that's the only way you can stay relevant. Dick might still be dreaming of his glory days, being ravaged by his roommate Bubba, before his conviction and afterwards, more than likely. But the rest of us haven't forgotten who he is. A man whose resume includes fraudulent activities and more than one type of stretch in prison. Don't drop the soap. Not exactly Pulitzer Prize material, is it? Let's not pretend this is some earnest invitation to debate. We all know this is just another one of your tired attempts to drag people into your cesspool of bad takes and worst ethics. Frankly, I have better things to do, like tying my Velcro shoes, or watching paint dry.
No, it wouldn't matter because if the paint dried, then somebody would come and eat it.
He'd just eat the chips. At least those activities are more productive than wasting my breath on two men who've turned obfuscation into an art form. Let's talk about your implications that we're somehow obligated to explain to you. This isn't school, and I'm not your fucking teacher.
But I am your daddy.
But I'm your daddy. If you've got questions, maybe start by stretching those little booger hooks into the air, by doing a little research, or I don't know, watch one of the countless streams where we've already addressed this nonsense.
We had. Yeah, at that point I had covered almost all of this up to this point, which he wanted my input.
Well, it's just like Bubbles coming over. Oh, I want you to cover the story. Tell the story. Tell me about my macaroni cheese.
Yeah.
And then when we started mocking him because he wouldn't shut the fuck up and go away, we kept dick slapping him around. Then he wants to cry. Oh, bullying and harassment.
Oh, no.
Fucktards brought it on themselves.
You asked for
Also, let's not forget your partnership with Bubbles. The man who thinks filing pointless motions and running a PR team is the pinnacle of legal genius. Between the three of you, it's like the axis of irrelevance. The worst kind of superpower you want to be a part of. And now you're fundraising $10,000 to cover this case. Well, big plans there. Maybe use some of that money to buy Dick a salad. Or better yet, a clue. Your email suggests that we set everyone straight because you think we believe Bruce is an idiot lawyer. Well, he is. That's been clearly proven. Point us. Let me clarify. We don't think Bruce is an idiot lawyer. Oh, there you go. See? Oh, jeez, it's almost like I'm clairvoyant or something.
Yeah.
We know he is. His emotions are exercises in futility. His legal arguments are laughable. And his PR strategy is as transparent as his motives. And now he's teaming up with you and Dick. It's like forming a supergroup of incompetence. Special twin powers activate. So, no, Michael. Yeah. I'm not going to join your little sideshow. You and Dick can have your echo chamber. Pat each other on the back. Give each other that fart box finger punch. Donut punch each other. tickle each other's taint, or pat their pumpernickel. Whatever you want to do. Pretend you're making waves. Meanwhile, the rest of us will be over here laughing at your expense. All the best! Shizzy Wiznut. Proud Velcro-wearing artard. Still somehow the adult in the room. And definitely not falling for your garbage. And as always, and forever, your fucking daddy.
It is about time. Let's break this mother down. With Shizzy Wiznut.
Do you need a swallow of liquid before this one?
Ooh. Oh, hey, oh, you're not supposed to say... Oh, wait a minute. Oh, no, I think I'm okay. I stretched it out.
All right, this is the best right here, because I'm following the chain of emails, but those two were a little bit off. Those were originals. This next one is not. This one is my responding to all these horrible emails that you sent me over the past few months.
Alrighty then. Oh. An open letter to Michael's Slapnuts Volpe. Because even fake journalists need a beat down for strategically launching another piss-poor take. Oh, dear Vomit. You waddled into my inbox like Lisa Lee waddling back to hide in her garage at 8:29 a.m. Probably after microwaving your third Hot Pocket and gargling. Oh, I'm sorry, that's Googling. How to sound smart while defending liars. And hit send on one of the dumbest emails I've ever read.
No, his email was, do you know what a slap suit is?
There you go. Do you know what a slap suit is? That's like asking if Paint Chips knows what a BJ is while you're wiping his spunk off your chin. Jesus. Let me clarify a few things for that pea-sized processor rattling around under your vape-stained newsboy cap. A slap suit is a strategic lawsuit against public participation. It's the kind of legal maneuver people abuse to silence critics for expressing protected speech. You know, the exact opposite of what's happening here. Mikey, I live in your fever dream version. Oh, yeah, no, I live in your fever dream version of the First Amendment. I bathe in your hypocrisy and sip my coffee from a mug made out of the broken arguments of every clown who thinks the Constitution is a shield for sociopaths. See, Jeremy Hales didn't sue because someone hurt his feelings, unlike Bruce Matskin, Escuela. He sued because a deranged group of clout-thirsty morons, and yes, I do mean your friends in the anti-what-the-hells ecosystem. Trademark. Publicly accused him of being a child rapist without a shred of proof. Then they posted signs around his house. That's called defamation per se, and it doesn't become protected speech. It doesn't become protected speech. Just wanted to emphasize that. Just because the person typing is also using breaking in all caps on Facebook. Then they emailed the mayor. Then they defamed him to his sponsors. That's right, I forgot about that. Then they broadcast it on YouTube over 100 times. Then they bragged in a group chat about finishing the job. Let me help you unfog that soy-stained lens you call journalism. Drop that soy and step away, you twitchy little fucker. Slap suits are designed to silence legitimate public participation, not malicious defamation, stalking, perjury, extortion, and harassment. You and your greasy little crew of shit stains aren't critics. You're bottom-feeding grifters off a child trying to call yourself firefighters after you lit the match. And no, you don't get to pose for a calendar. You're not exercising free speech. You're weaponizing lies and then playing the victim when your targets fight back with facts, filings, and federal judges. Spare me the weak-ass lecture on free speech, vomit. Your crew isn't fighting for the First Amendment rights. They're fighting for the right to lie, harass, manipulate, and profit. And to do it without consequences. Tough break. The courthouse doors swing both ways. You claim this is a strategic lawsuit against public participation? No. It's a strategic lawsuit against psychotic parasites. And the only thing strategic about what you're doing is that my dog started sneezing at that one. You all right, buddy? You see, even he's allergic to bullshit. You all right? You okay, buddy? Woo, that's a big one. Wow, I know. These people are fucking dipshits. And the only thing strategic about what you're doing is how you dodge reading the actual lawsuit before running your mouth. Let's review the case of characters you're capping for, shall we? Cook, the human discount bin, pulled a gun, threatened a man's life, and claimed to have oral sex pics of someone else's fiancée. Preston, that pole dancing queen of the tortoise grift, demanding $65,000 in exchange for silence, and then planted grape signs around the guy's property. And Bubbles? Bruce Bubbles Matskin Esquire. Soon to be disbarment, speedrun champion, and your close email buddy. Offered a minor money to obtain recordings, then called it not bribery, and screamed about it on a Facebook group chat like a tweaked out meth gremlin. Isn't that what he was doing? I want that video. Give me that video. And you, Mikey? You're just the fucking retard, the press release puppet parroting their talking points and trying to pass it off as insight. You couldn't find your ass with both hands in the dark. The line between fact and fiction with a search warrant and a team of interns.
No.
Here's what's actually happening. A group of mentally unstable nobodies obsessed over a YouTuber tried to ruin his life, coordinated their storylines and group chats, and now cry, slap me! Oh, you getting dick slapped, all right. It's about the only kind of slapping you got going on.
Just a little bit.
They're gonna slap the shit out of you.
Well, you use your nose because it's much bigger.
My rooster crows louder. Because they can't handle... Don't choke. I'm telling you right now, there's nothing I can do for you. Because they can't... I'll just tell you to bang your head against the wall till it knocks loose. Because they can't handle the consequences of being sued like the slander-happy cowards they are. Your email wasn't journalism. It was a limp dick or limp wrist slap from a guy whose relevance peaked during the blog spot era. And let me be clear. Nobody believes you're just an observer. You're one of the peripheral flunkies in the ANTI-WTH propaganda machine. Just another keyboard Klingon. Oh, wait a minute. Okay, never mind. Yeah. He just won't get off my ass. Oh, I'm sitting on the shitter. I got Klingons again. Flush my blue bucket.
That's why they make duvets.
Let me start that over. I had my head going in a whole different direction. Just another keyboard clinger on hoping to get named, dropped in a live stream. Maybe score a seat on Fleece's GoFundMe grievance hour. Your email wasn't journalism. It was fan mail for felons. Soaked in projection and cheap perfume from the perfume aisle at Dollar Tree. And possibly soliciting, I don't know, Anyway, you tried to shade the attorney. That other one just totally blew my head apart. I have lost it all. You tried to shade the attorney like that helps your case. Pro tip. I'll reach out later this week. Doesn't make you sound like a pro. It makes you sound like a JCPenney call center operator cosplaying as Bob Woodward. You think writing I'll reach out later this week or your telephone number on a bathroom wall makes you sound important?
Hey.
No. It just gets you pole smokers like dick. Please. The only thing you're reaching for is relevance. And even that's too far up the ladder for you. Next time you want to play legal scholar, try reading the complaint before you embarrass yourself by emailing the targets of a civil conspiracy with a weak Wikipedia definition and the smugness of a man who still thinks his MySpace page was influential. You're not a whistleblower. You're a whiny little mosquito pole smoking, buzzing around a legal flamethrower. And in case you forgot who you're emailing, I am, and always will be, your fucking daddy, Shizzy Wiznut.
It is about time. Let's break this mother down. With Shizzy Wiznut.
Let me hit some
Ooh,
of these super
that was quite the
chats.
tongue twister in that one.
Oh, yeah.
Go right on ahead, Maestro. I'll sit here and be all quiet.
All those tabs right there. There we go. All right. I've got some super chats to read here. I've ignored them entirely just to
Now, I'll be back in a second. If you come across a good one and you want to hold it for me or whatever, that's fine.
I will.
But, I'll be back in just a minute.
I will definitely hold it for you, brother. I got you.
Stand by.
Stand by. Be right back. Max Labs with a $2 super chat says, "Hey, Shizzy, Fed 2 bombshells went off today." Yes, they did. And that was the noise that was heard all over the place. Thank you, Max, for reaching out and let me know that those things were back up and I had a really busy day at work today, and that was really cool that you put that up. I was able to pull those, and thank you so much, Max. I appreciate you. That's for you, brother. I appreciate you, or it could be lady. Gifted 5 Shizzy Wizzy Nut memberships, and I did come up with something, but Yamaha told me that the music wasn't playing. A second. Drop my stickers. But it's told me my music wasn't playing, so I can't play it or else it won't work, and that's no fun. I can't have that. I mean, if it would play, then I would do it. I mean, I'll play it, but if you don't hear it, don't blame me because it's something like this. I don't know if you can hear it or not. Thank you for the 5 gifted memberships. So were anybody able to hear that one? I don't think you were able to. I'll have to load it up on a different spot and play it because it's awesome. Emma Washington with the $2 super chat saying Tug raid. Yes, Tug is the man. I will say Tug's letter today was absolutely glorious. I loved it, and I definitely highly encourage it. It is beautiful. It's beautiful whenever people pick up on those and really just take the time to think, write a nice letter and make it glorious. Thank you so much, Tug Raiders. $2 super chat. Sticky Widget with 10 super memberships there. Thank you, new members. Oh my gosh, I've got some stuff coming out. Oh, all of these letters. The letters are going to be glorious. Trust me. They're all coming out as individual ones. Eventually they'll all get their own little folder. I've just been so busy with work. Plus I've got some new songs I'm putting out. So if you're a member If you remember, you get like first shot at hearing those things first. It's pretty cool. I love watching them unwind with Travis like today. Yes. Yes. I did not get to see a whole lot today. I was very busy. I got to catch the end of Tug's show. I just happened to jump in there about the time that he was reading the letter. And I was like, "Oh my gosh, this is glorious. I love it." Yes. So I love it that Jeremy does take a little bit of time for himself. It does get a little bit of time to unwind. I definitely appreciate him being able to, take time out of his busy schedule and come in and chat, especially with you guys, chat with me, and clear up things and really it's been absolutely wonderful. I thank him for that. Slug says Jeremy could do a printing farm for whatnot. Yes, he could do that, but he's got plans. He's got plans. He's going to print out some fleas. Maybe I'll pull up some G code for him so he can do those. Send them over to him and say, here's some fleas G code for you, brother.
Well, that was one thing that I was going to say about that when he brought that up. When he's talking about making these miniature fleece things, right? And I was going to say, well, it's kind of be kind of like ants on a log, only it's not going to be a piece of celery.
God, so bad.
Got all these little fleas and ants marching on a log, and it's not something you want to munch on.
And then, of course, Sticky Widget again with a $5 super chat says, "I'm the biggest nerd in there. You proved me wrong." Jeremy, I am the biggest nerd in there. Yes. Yes. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. And then also we got Mac and Fleas miniatures for sale. Mac and Fleas. Ooh, there you go. Mac and Fleas.
There you go. Hey, yeah, that's better
I
than
think
say that whole bullshit title out again.
I-
That's why
I
I like
think-
macaroni salad.
I think Jeremy could noodle that one out,
Mac
don't
and
you think?
Flea. Yeah, oh yeah, Mac and Flea.
Mac and Fleas.
Now,
Have a
I
whole-
typically, now I'm pretty sure Jeremy's probably still listening, and I'm not sure if he's heard me say this before. That was the whole sad thing. You need to bring back, or however that came about, those macaroni and cheese crayons, because that was the only good thing that's come out of that fucker so far. I prefer the green ones typically when I eat my crayons, but
those are so good. Oh my gosh, I love it. Cat Watcher, my three amigos all together of how my heart does flutter. Kisses, kisses, kisses. Thank you so much for the super chat. and like Jeremy says he does listen. So
Yeah.
and if he doesn't listen, he goes back and listens to it yet again because it's that enjoyable.
yeah.
Thank you so much,
Mac and
Cat Watcher.
Fleas. That's great. Yeah,
I
they should
love
run
it,
with
Mac
that
and
one.
Fleas. That it looks like I've got an idea for a new song, Mac and Fleas.
There you go.
Mac and Fleas. There you go. Yeah, there it is. Oh, you have no idea how good that one's gonna come out. It's gonna be really good. And then also we got the tenor right there, the 10 spot. That was nice from Sassy J in the UK with €10. Or I'm sorry, pounds.
Ooh, yeah, that's 10 pounds, man. That's
10
even more
pounds.
than the Monopoly money we're used to, or
Hey,
you're used to. I don't
Well,
make
I
anything off
I
of
like
this.
Monopoly money. Yeah, it chews so well and it passes right through without any
All
binding.
that YouTube Monopoly money I make, ooh, that's even more.
Love you guys. Excellent show. You're wonderful to see, funny, and to support each other. Well, you'd be surprised. I support a lot of YouTubers, as Jeremy does too.
Mhm.
That is one of the things about YouTube is you'll find that people really do support each other in this space. I mean, just because you don't see every single person on a channel doesn't mean that they're not receiving support from us. I mean, that you'd be surprised how many people are out there that we really do support. And also special letters fees for smiles and chuckles you give. Thank you, Gab. Oh gosh, come on. Right here. It is. Right there. Yes, thank you so much. Yes, the letters were fun tonight. James
Oh, yeah,
Cole.
they're always fun. Yeah, they just, yeah.
Well, and that that is something that people tend to forget is keeping it up is really important in this line of work because, being a porn star, if you can't
That's
keep it
why I
up,
like Viagra. Oh, sorry, I shouldn't have said that out loud again.
because being a porn star,
Just remember, if you go past 4 hours, you should go to the ER.
if you go, oh yes, you should, especially if you're streaming past 4 hours, you should go to the ER. Shizzy is climbing close to 2 years, not 7 months. What is what do you mean? Like I don't know. Yeah, close to 2 years. Yeah, thank you, Tammy Bugard. Yeah, I've been here. She's been with me for quite some time. Yeah, she says 7 months. No, I've been here for close to 2 years. Just the memberships. Those are the things that they disappear after a while. We want banjos when memberships are Christian. Maybe not. Maybe not. Thank you so much. Yes, the
I'll be sitting here
banjos
for
are
2 or
awesome.
3 hours and just be a constant drums or banjos or.
Gosh, that was
you go.
that was the most funniest
funny.
thing. Oh my gosh.
That was
At that Gutter's Pub. It's our anniversary, but Gutter's Pub. She says,
Gutter's Pub.
kisses. I really wanted to stop by and meet up with her last night. She did a wonderful stream, but I was so bogged down and busy. I had a couple of things I had to take care of, like YouTube wise, and get those things lined up, which I was doing last night. I thank you for the invite, though, there, Gutter. That was awesome. She's an absolute sweetheart. If you haven't seen her, go sub up to her, give her some love.
Well, your mic has definitely been sounding better tonight.
Yeah, there's a reason for that. I'll explain later what that what the reason is.
Yeah, sounds much better, I think.
Yeah, it's you shouldn't have any sort of echo or feedback or anything.
Yeah, it's been doing much better.
Shooting Star says, "Love you guys" with the hand
thank
claps
you.
and thumbs and the hearts. And oh yes, thank you so much, Shooting Star. I appreciate you, everybody.
I'm not a smart man, Jenny. I just sit here and read the letters.
Oh my God. I've got another one. I've got to show it. Give me a second. This is if you're gonna love it. You're gonna love it.
You say that to me every time.
I'm telling you, this one.
It's still always a disappointment.
Well, that's only because you're not supposed to open your eyes. You're not supposed to open your eyes. Here we go. Here it is. All right. Give me a second. Let me remove this. Let me remove that. All right. Go back here to my comments. Okay. Give me a second. Present. Share this one. And here we go.
I ain't got a good brain.
I think you've got a fine brain, Jack.
You make me happy. I ain't got a good brain.
I think you've got a fine brain, Jack.
Oh my God.
Now that's a Snow White movie I'd watch.
Oh my gosh. So
Because that's about it, as smart as she is.
So you can't hear this?
No.
No? Couldn't hear this? No?
No.
No?
Scream louder with your finger.
Man. No, I've been trying to do something and I don't know if I can make it happen because I've got something that just makes me aggravating. Let me see. Why is it not working? Oh, I see why. I know why. Doggone it.
Let me guess, there's
to,
a button involved.
There is a button involved, and I didn't realize it. So it needs to go to...
That damn expert somehow.
There it is.
Even when he's around.
I've got it now. Oh my gosh. I feel so stupid because this was... If I would have thought about this in the first place...
Scream Gutters.
Gutter.
Do it, Gutters. Scream louder with your finger.
Scream louder with my finger. All right. I got it. Okay. So this is my new welcome to people joining, becoming members. You ready for it?
Okay.
Can you hear it?
Yeah.
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then 4 more days of increasingly stupid, ridiculous, ignorant, boulder, dash, poppycock, bollocks, and fuckery. Living all over again.
Oh my god.
I thought you would like that.
That I like that. That's good. You know what's gonna happen though.
What?
That song's just gonna keep going and go.
This was the one I was trying
Not
to
too
do
hard.
earlier.
I'm a little gassy.
I was trying to do this one earlier. Ooh. Yes.
I like that.
It's very defiant.
Ooh, crack that whip.
Very defiant. And for all of you that are having a birthday, this one.
Yes. Oh, Cajun Queen, right?
Cajun Queen. This one's for you.
Said tomorrow. Yeah, Cajun.
Happy birthday to you.
Yeah. You like that birthday intro? Is that better?
I like that one. I like that birthday song.
Oh, can we just get a good
That
spark?
reminds me of when Diva sings at me.
Can we not just get a good spank and who's your daddy?
You just get one with a North Dakota accent or something.
Oh, don't start.
Oh, curdle my cheese.
Oh my god.
She's so funny.
Oh yes.
I
So
love
this
you,
is
Diva.
so I think I've got the audio better on this now, and this is for all you new members tonight.
Welcome to the shit show. Every single day, a new flavor of fuckery. Cause everybody sucks, you see, and they're dumber than a bag of flops. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then 4 more days of increasingly stupid, ridiculous, ignorant, boulder, dash, poppycock, bollocks, and fuckery. Living all over again.
Yay. Yeah. Now that's much better than banjos or drums screaming in your ear.
Any day, any
Oh,
day.
yeah. I like that one. That one's a toe tapper.
Everybody, you have a good night, and I'll
Thanks,
see you in the
everybody.
morning. Peace.
Good night. Bye.
Oh, you thought I was done, bless your heart, but I'm still living rent-free, it's a work of art. Call me daddy, call me nut, call me the goat. You're paddling upstream while I'm running this boat. You say, I don't care, yet you're glued to the screen. Caught up in my glow while you stay unseen. Your shade's like a breeze, it's barely a draft. Meanwhile, I'm the Picasso of roasting your ass. You say you're over me, oh how cute, but here I am, still the star of your loop. You're my biggest fans, don't even deny, so grab some popcorn when daddy goes live. Live. Call me daddy, yeah, shout it loud. King of your thoughts, I'm making you proud. Papa Nut, Shizzy Daddy, headline act. Your background noise, and that's just a fact. Let's face the score. You hate that you love me, but you keep wanting more. You're like a dog chasing cars, you don't know why. But here you are, barking while I touch the sky. Your comments are gold, such comedy gold. Who hurt you? Oh wait, it's me, I'm told. You're keeping tabs like an unpaid intern while I'm cashing checks. When will you learn? Your timeline's a shrine to every move I make. I'd say thanks, but you're a nasty skank. Oh, Shizzy's washed up. Yeah, sure, Jan, yet here I am, the centerpiece of your plan. You hate watch my stream like it's Oscar night, but guess what, kiddos? I'm still shining bright. Call me daddy. Send in your bread, I'm still rent-free in your effing head. Papa Nut, Shizzy Daddy on your brain. I'm your mental landlord, you can't complain. Let's keep it real. You hate that I'm winning, but you love how it feels. break your streak. You tried to ignore me for like half a week, but daddy's too spicy, you can't look away. I'm the train wreck you need every single day. So while you're out there with your plastic clout, I'm here sipping coffee watching you freak out. You're irrelevant, wow, what a take. Now go rewatch my vids while I count how much I make. I count how much I make. Call me daddy, yeah, own it now. I'm reading your brain and you don't know how. Pop a nut, shizzy daddy, let's at the bar. I'm the constellation, you're a burned out star. Embrace your role, cause I'm the main character. You're just an old ragged ass, burned out troll. So that's your bedtime story, kids tucked in sweet and snug. Shizzy daddy's forever, you lose and you're stuck in the mud. Now say goodnight to Papa Nut, your mental pain. Oh wait, you will see me tomorrow's agenda, will see me tomorrow. Same obsession, same effing thing.